on my lips and chew the fingertips. I can feel the beat running through the speakers. Blue skies, blue waves, every day's a good day. Lazy Sunday afternoon, I'ma take Monday off too. Ooh.
Right, morning guys. I've come back to last week's permission because it's quite an extensive area, to be fair. About 80 acres in total, comprising woodland and ponds. On the right side behind me there, it's hard to see on the National Library of Scotland. There was a footpath that was on the 1914 map, but it wasn't on the 61 map, and it ran down behind me on this side of the field down to the bottom to a point where there was a farmstead, which is now an empty arable field. That's not part of the permission, unfortunately, but there is a spring at the bottom and I want to investigate that too. It's hard to see the line of the path because the Google view that you can merge with the earlier maps doesn't overlay precisely, but we have a rough idea of where the footpath, could be a footpath if you're north of Watford, but footpath ran in 1914. The difficulty I have is simply that the footpath that ran down this slope in 1914 but was removed by 1961 either came this side of the hedge, which is now concreted, or this side, which is pasture. As it's concreted, obviously not much point in going down that side, so we'll chance it and go down this side. It's just the overlay on the satellite image on National Library of Scotland website isn't overlaying precisely, but I'll pass down here. I know where the footpath went after that, and then it heads across to the south, back down to the stream and through that farmstead that is marked on the 1800s map, but has since gone and is now a arable field. Slight change of plan. I'm probably going to go beside this track, although it's been concreted, because this is where the footpath used to run, and it's possible some of the soil's been chucked on the side. I might do the other side of the hedge as well. It's only down to the end here, and then the field of interest is beyond that. Now at the end of that track I've reached the open area which you'll see behind me, where I found that pie wrapper down at 1.5 feet. What transpired is when I looked at the 50s aerial view, the Royal Air Force aerial photographs taken in the 50s, I could see that there were subdivisions in the field and the edge of a piece of wood which has been removed too, and it's possible that that was basically buried when they were pulling out the field divisions behind me there. That seems like a logical scenario, but I'm going to run down this side by the hedge as the footpath appears to have passed down there on the 1914 map now. I hope you can hear me because of the wind, so excuse the wind. Hole number 1 then, something shallow, close to the end of the concrete strip. I see a bullet. Right, hole number 1, it's a bullet. It's a deer stalking round, a modern, not a 303, 243 or whatever it is calibre. Right, onwards and upwards. You see the depression in the ground, can you not, there? Although it's a footpath, it was more like a track down to the farmstead that is now an empty arable field. Right, hole number 2 is right on the surface. $18. Right, sadly a large piece of fence post or something. I don't know if you can see the iron down there. So, I'll pass on that one. There we go. Pop the clod back in neatly. by the track. 21. Send the Bluetooth off for you a minute. That's got to be a coin, hasn't it? It's out of the hole. Sorry about the wind. It's going to be, has its 50% on the depth gauge, it's going to be something small. So, because it's not deep and therefore it must be small. Right, see what we got. I don't know why I was getting a funny pinpoint. Maybe it's just me. What have we got? A nice pre-decimal there. 1919. So 1919 penny there. There he is. Right, that's a good third find. Right, 3 feet away, I've got a similar sounding signal. 1919 penny, it's 21. Almost certain this one's going to be another one. Right, I don't know if you can see. Starting to get a signal there. Oh, there it is. Yeah, another one. It's probably one of the same. Interwar penny there. Same monarch. Well, it's going to be similar dated to the 1919 one that was 2.5 feet away. Right, it was up near the entry to the field, and I had a 20 here, and then there's some other lower number here, but the 20 turns out to be a coin, so another one. I'm about, I don't know, 150 feet from the last 2 coins. The Georges maybe, or was that a Victoria? It might be a Victoria this time. Victoria, that's nice. Which one though? Probably a Vale head. Turn of the century type thing. There you go. So I had the Victoria coin here. Turn the Bluetooth off a minute. I don't know if you can hear. There's another one, 16. Another target, 16 just there. I don't think that 16 near to that Victoria coin is a coin. There you go, it's a piece of metal of some sort. What is that? Excuse my hay fever, by the way, it's just starting up. A cone shaped thing with lots of holes in it. Alright, not far from that Victoria coin. Had a 16 here. I think we got a button, haven't we? Or no? Oh, what is that? Piece of lead. Piece of lead. Right, this one, the usual thing. It's by my bag, in the corner of the field, where people would have come in and out, I guess. But I think it's going to be something large. It was 22, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a coin. I think it's too large for that. Well, there it is. If you remember 2 videos ago, I found a wheel. I think it was a good 1,000 yards from here, the other side of the field. And I think that's the rest of the tractor. Often find these. So I've got 3 wheels so far. There's 1 wheel missing. I'll just check it's not down the hole. This one started off at 18 and it went up to 35. Got quite a lot of iron tone as well, so a few minus figures thrown in. I'm thinking it's likely to be large iron. We've got a piece of it's just burnt aluminium, that is, I think. It's not heavy at all. Or is it? No. No, it's just hollow piece of metal. Could be pewter or something. I don't know. There might be more down there then. Can't believe that was it, was it? Maybe it was. Right, if you remember, I found that pie wrapper down at 1.5 foot here, and then I worked out from that tree coming towards me there was a line of big trees in the 60s which have obviously been pulled out. So I'm on that line and I've got a 26, 28, not many non-ferrous signals in this area. Alright, thankfully unlike the pie wrapper I've managed to get it out without going to 1.5 foot. I'm down at probably the best part of 1 foot though. Here it is. It's a belt buckle. Don't know if that's military or not, but probably not. Well, I'm not doing the woodland today. I'll just take you in. Just by the edge of the wood here. It's a shallow one, unfortunately, but it's under that root. So it's either a button or a coin. What's it going to be? Or it could be something else. No, it's something else. What on earth is that? It's neither. Some sort of fitting. Curious thing. I know not what that is. It kind of looks Victorian though. Right, this is a 25. I think it's a modern penny. Down at about 6 inches. Just out the sidewall at 7 inches. Is that a modern penny or is it a farthing? Yeah, it's a 1p, unfortunately. 1p. Right, this is quite an irony signal. 20, but it kept rising as I went down, so 28.34. I think I can see something copper down there. Down at, I don't know, 8 inches, 9 inches. And it is in fact a coin, so there you go. Another pre-decimal to add to the collection. A pre-decimal coin. Probably interwar. Don't think that's a Victoria. Right, another pre-decimal coin. Right, still on that former path. 18, really pingy. It's flown out. Might have something that's not copper. I'm not sure at this point. But there it is. It came out of this hole. Is that a coin or a button? Oh, it's a button. Oh dear. What a tease. It's a silvered button. In fact, it's not even decorated, I don't think, but the shanks come off. I was so hoping that would be a silver coin. Right, I'm heading now more towards the river valley behind me here, and it's down there that there's a spring where the footpath used to run across to a farmstead in the next field beyond this one behind me. So I'm going to go into this field and try and work out where the spring was. So that's through the trees, through that gap in the trees there that you can see. Unfortunately, the spring should be more or less where that pylon is in the distance on the far side of the field. But as the track to the old farmhouse, which is now an empty arable field, went through here, obviously have a scout around this field and see if we can't find something a bit older than Victorian. Right, this one here, down at a good 10 inches, it was more 19 than -5, and then as I dug down it became more -5, in other words more iron than non-ferrous. But down there at 12 inches, 10 to 12 inches, it's looking like a large piece of lead. I don't know if you can see that. It's just a large piece of lead, unfortunately. Of mixed ferrous and non-ferrous tones. Not far from where the spring used to be. 15. Flew right out to that point there. Something small, obviously. probably going to be a button. It's got some decoration on it, maybe Victorian or early 20th century button there. Right, this signal didn't sound good at all. It's down there, it's 7-8 inches. Another pre-decimal by the looks of it. It's completely gone. Maybe a Victorian one. Yeah, I have no ideas with that. I had a funny signal here. It was very hard to centre, or to pinpoint I should say. And it is in fact a coin. It surprised me actually. It was not picking up in every direction, so what have we got there? I think it's that old. It might be a ship halfpenny from the war. Something of that ilk anyway. Right, this was a 13. Rather suspect it might be a shotty. Down there, closer to the stream now. It's shallow, so heard that. Strange. Yeah, no, it is. It's a piece of lead shot. Not far from the spring. And see what's in here. Right. I see it in the middle of the clod, down at maybe 5 inches. It's a button, I think. Is that a button? Yeah. It's a Victorian button. Nice all the same. Still got the shank just about attached. Might be a maker off the back of it. Right, this is a 20. It sounds a bit like a pound coin. Don't know if it is. Oh, it's probably too large to be a coin. Ah, it's a deer stalking bullet. There you go. Another of these. Found 3 now. Right, 22 or 23 on the line of that track that went across to the homestead that's gone behind that hedge. Right, it's down there. Down at about 7 inches. What's that? Oh, a huge lump of lead, unfortunately. Yeah, nondescript piece of lead. Another of those concave buttons, late 1700s, early 1800s, I would say. Similar to the one I found that was possibly a militia button. It's got a very interesting design on it. Can't really see what the design is. It wasn't very deep. Very nice. Things have improved slightly now. Right, not far from that open back button. I think it's Georgian, so that increases our possibility. Where there's Georgian, there's hammered. But I've only just scratched the surface in this field really today. It's in here. I think it's about 20 on the scale. Whatever it's going to be, it's in this one. Could be another button. No, this time it's not. Unfortunately, it's a squash 303 bullet tip. There we go, bullet tip. Right, this is quite a joyous moment for me. It looks like I may have a silver. I'm not far from the spring that's marked on the 1800s map. Or is it a button? Might well be a button. No, I think we have a sixpence or something. Who have we got? Oh, we've got a George III. Where there's Georgian, there's hammered. is the saying. That wasn't very deep. That really wasn't very deep. Bullhead. So that's nice. That's a good result. All this, all these old crusty pre-decimals. Finally got something decent. Wow. Now, date-wise, date on there. That's beautiful, actually. Date on that side or the other? Anyway, it's late 1700s, early 1800s, but that's a beauty. I'm so pleased because it's been a bit of a trial today. And that'll be a full silver. I think that's my first full silver this year. Right, maybe one more. This was an 18. I think I'll make this possibly the last one. It's now 5:32, so I've been here since 12:30. I've been detecting since 12:30. Right, it's fallen out. Ah, there it is. It's another button. Nice gilded one. So lots of early 1800s, late 1700s bits and pieces. Alright, a quick roundup. I dug between 40 and 50 targets in the end. I found 8 coins and 9 buttons. So the characteristic of the area was mainly Victorian and Georgian buttons. This one here is particularly interesting. It was produced between 1790 and 1801 as Royal Artillery. It's got 3 cannons on it. I don't know if you can see if it comes into focus. But 1790 to 1801. And we got other late 1700s, early 1800s buttons, some of which are gilded. So moving on to the 8 coins. This is a 1 penny from 1966. Could just about make that out. I'll put pictures up after this video. And there's a 1980s penny. Notice the difference in. So one's pre-decimalisation and one's after. Difference in size. This, I believe, is a ship halfpenny, 40s or 50s, although I can't really make it out very clearly. 2 1918 pennies, George V, and a possible Victoria, and another Victoria 1900. These are quite near to that spring that I mentioned. And then La Pièce de la Résistance is this 1816 George III silver sixpence, so it's 100% silver. It was 1816 was significant because there was a recoinage. George III decided to recall all of the existing coins, most of which were counterfeit, and produce a new set of coins which stood until about 1970. Comprised a pound, what we call a pound now, 20 shillings as one sovereign, as opposed to what previously had been 21 shillings, and there were 10 million of these produced in the 2 years 1816 to 17. It marked the end of the Napoleonic Wars and was necessary to standardise the coinage. This here is a I think it was hinged and it's seized up, but it would have had a loop and is basically some sort of either a catch or a draw pull or something. And we've got the usual, they call these gaming rounds, they're modern. So these cartridges here, for instance, I have the splattered bullets. I didn't know what these were originally, but what happened with these is that the bullets are hollow, so the bullet tip is hollow and they're filled with lead, and they've clearly hit something very hard. And then putting that into there, I can see in this instance what the calibre is, and it's a Winchester .308, and they're used to kill game essentially. So I had several of those. I had a .303 wartime bullet tip as well, and various bits of lead out of the... So basically there were bullet cases, so these are bullet cases that have hit something very hard. Thanks to Fred on the forum for identifying them, because at first I thought they were something else. So I didn't actually realise that in modern times the bullets were made hollow and filled with lead like that, and that's how they look when they've hit something very hard. Don't know what that is, various piece of lead rubbish. This is interesting because this toy tractor, or whatever it is, I found the other wheel of it about nearly quarter of a mile away in another field, so I've got 3 wheels now, just need a 4th. This is possibly, this here is, I don't know what to make of it, it's a laminate of brass and iron that's bubbled up. It's possibly a knife. And that's it. So top find this right at the end. George III, 1816, silver 6pence. I'll post the finds up for you to view now. Thank you very much for watching.
Strawberry on my lips and sugar fingertips. I can feel the beat running through the speakers. Blue skies, blue waves, every day's a good day. Lazy Sunday afternoon, I'ma take Monday off too. Ooh, got me so in love with the summer days. Ooh, got me feeling dizzy from the summer haze. 'Cause we got the sunshine by the poolside, such a